Hey everybody, welcome back to the last episode in A Paladin in Hell. We're in the temple now, Temple of Neheod. So we'll be progressing forward and seeing what's in here. First, Jay, what beers do you got for us this week?
Well, I limited myself to 3.
Yeah, I
I've
done the
gone for
same.
one local. It's an Obrother's one.
Something nice.
It's an IPA and Kashmir. Counterfuture.
Cashmere, ooh, nice
Yeah,
Kashmiri feel
it's
off it,
going to
is
be
it?
very nice. Yeah, it's going to feel lovely going down.
Ooh, expensive.
Then I went for You're going to have to give my pronunciation on this one because Azvex, AZVEX Brewing Company.
Sounds good to
The
me,
brew
yeah.
out of Liverpool. No, I do apologise. Go back to the old brothers there. I jumped a bit.
I was going to say, pronounce that in a Scouser accent. It might sound right.
Yeah. The old brothers one. They're actually 3 brothers who own the brewery, and they're based in Kilcool in County Wicklow.
Oh, lovely.
And then we go back to the other one there, which is the Azvex. There's no way I'm going to pronounce that as Scouser accent, but anybody who's from there, yeah, Azvex. They're more than welcome to give it a shot.
Yeah.
But
Record us a now how to pronounce it and send it on.
So it's a Nelson Sullivan, Idaho 7 and Eldorado. I really only got this because the Idaho 7, man. I love that hop.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I wouldn't
But
know
it's
the difference.
Feline Aquarium, and it's a pale ale, 6.4, so it's nice and punchy.
Oh, cool. Good
And then my last beer, and it's probably going to be the most artsy beer I've ever drank.
Nice one. People won't be able to see this, Jay. It's a podcast. But yeah, it looks
but
cool.
You can see it.
Just yeah. Yeah, it looks really good.
Hobo with a bottle.
Oh yeah.
So it's by Crooked Moon. And from what I could find out, they're from Sweden. And I couldn't really find out a whole lot of anything else about them, now, to be honest with you. But I do like the Swedish IPAs. They make some nice beers.
Cool.
And what have you brought for your tastings tonight, mister?
Oh, fuck. Well, I got 3 bottles of stuff here. And again, I'm cutting down just like you. I'm not drinking as much as I did last week. I had a fucking evil hangover and I insulted Chuck Norris and he's definitely coming after me. So no, I'm not drinking that much.
You're going to be dead. I once heard that Chuck Norris pulled the pin over the hand grenade. Only that 6 people killed him and then thrown the grenade. I'm just saying that.
That's Chuck for you. He's mighty he's mighty hard. Okay, so yeah, if you think you couldn't pronounce your last one, I'm definitely not going to be able to pronounce any of these, Jack, because they're all from Spain. So I have another one from Le Pirata. It's an amber ale and it's called Snasa. Yeah. What's the percentage on this now? It's probably about 6%. It's not too bad. Bit kind of heavy for an amber ale, alright. Yeah, but 4 or 5 is usually alright. My next one is called Take 5. It's an export stout. It's from Domus craft beer. I've never drank any of these guys' stuff before. It's 7%. So I'll give that a go. I'm just gonna put these in no particular order. I'm just gonna grab these when I'm drinking them. Whoever's the closest to me is getting drinking. And then my last one then is a robust porter from Almogaver. I hope I pronounced that right. It's called Drake. It's a nice picture on this one on the front. It's kind of pretty cool. It's hold on, just for you, Jet, just so you can see.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah,
it's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
It's a Renaissance guy with no skin on his face, just a pure white, really nicely etched skull. So yeah, and this has a lot of stickers for awards. So yeah, give this a try. I'm going blind, so I can't really read what these awards are for. But yeah, I'm going to crack open this actually because it's in my hand. Let's see what it tastes like. So what are you starting on there, Jack?
I'm going to start with that little Swedish stunner, I reckon.
Alright, so I've opened up the robust porter. That's nice now. Nice little hint of coffee in there, not too much. What's the Swedish one like?
It's an 8% IPA.
I don't know, is that good?
It's a little bit strong for
me
now
it's
on
more
an
of
IPA.
Sounds more of a double IPA now to me. at 8%.
Yeah. Words are a bit escaping me at this stage. It's an 8% IPA. It's very, very, very pushable. I mean, an awful lot of flavor on it, but I think that's more down to the traveling and everything.
Again, Jay, you want to stick to the locals?
I mean, like, no, but you need to be drinking IPAs fresh. Like, you can't be having them in a can too long. Like, but like, it's still like dumbfounds me. Like, I've never had a non-vegan beer.
What?
Never. Yeah. Like in all the beers I drink, like they always have vegan friendly or all that. And I'm starting to think to myself, what would make a beer non-vegan?
Yeah, there's some Aussie beer with like fish things in it.
Or no, I know
like
years ago they
juice.
used to use like fish bones as like filings for filtering out the stuff out of beer, the gunk.
There you go.
Like all the chub and everything else. Like maybe that's it. Maybe there's still places doing that. Like, but this day and age, like vegan friendly.
Maybe the hops were grown in a hop orchard, and there was no deer's shot to. I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Hop orchard. Really, that's what you're going with.
I'm going with a hop orchard. Yes, no deers were shot in the hop orchard.
No bears were shot in the hop orchard this year.
All right, let's get on with this adventure before I start talking more shit. I'm not even drunk yet.
Brilliant.
All right, hey, look, let's start with like an overview. This is the last level, so I don't think we should kind of run through the rooms like we've been doing with the other ones. Let's kind of just we'll give an overview of maybe what the adventurers need to do in this place and how they would go about that, or how they do go about that. So if you want to fire away there.
Oh no, I'll let you take lead on this one.
Oh, thanks. Thank God I've read the book.
It's because I like it.
So basically, Temple of Neheod down here needs to be put back together. It's in an absolute fucking mess. And it's infested with demons, so they need to be gotten rid of. So the mission here is to basically go in and clean the place out and fix the church up. Or fix the temple up. There's a number of demons in this place that need to be gotten rid of, and we'll go through some of those encounters on the way. There's some really nice ones, some memorable stuff. And then bits of the temple are in a mess, so they need to be sorted out. That ranges from like runes, walls that are just broken down, new decor that the demons have put in, some alterations that have happened from the demons living in this place. Like the lava floor in the center room, which is a pretty nice encounter. Oh my god, I shit myself when I walked into that. So basically the main room in this place, the floor is complete and utter lava. If you have a map of it, guys, have a look at it. It's pretty cool. The center room is completely lava. I think there's some cages hanging up here with some people in them. And there's two pit fiends having fun, It's like their own personal little sauna in here, They're doing backstrokes in the fucking lava. And throwing lava balls at each other, laughing and giggling to each other.
And I think what I can remember, I'm just looking at it is, one of the coolest pictures in the entire book is actually of that room.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's really well done. Who done that? Who done this picture? Who done the artwork? Or does this
no idea.
Yeah, so the interior art was done by Arnie
Sweekel.
Swekel. Arnie Swekel. Gotta check out some of this more this guy's work. It's pretty cool. Basically, when you move down in through this corridor that we ended on last time, full of all the rock grubs, there's a diversion off. You can see the main entrances to the temple up ahead of you. Or no, actually, it's entrances through Busted Wall up ahead of you. And then, so there's a corridor full of the rock grub and that leads down into Area 1. And then there's another tunnel that heads off the side of that where there's a bunch of adventurers who have coming from inside the Temple of Neheod. They're trying to figure out what the hell is going on down here. And they'll be able to kind of give you some information on what's going on in the temple itself and direct you towards the holiest of holies, where there's a bunch of priests held up. And they can give you the information and that you need to kind of go around and sort out this place. It's actually pretty quick once you get to this area, isn't it, Jay?
I think so, yeah. We went through it very easy. Well, not that we went through it very easy. It was just like the rest of it was a grind compared to this.
Yeah. I kind of found out once we got here, it was nice. It was fun. It was fun kind of going through this place, saving all the clerics. There wasn't really much to do other than just hack stuff up and save the clerics.
Like, until you get up to the Temple of Holy of Holies, wasn't it?
Yes, once you get up to the
where they're all more or less encamped.
Yeah, and you can actually heal up here.
Yeah.
Well, there's some of the rooms that are down here, like kind of the room where the guys or the demons have Angarian have their main kind of their base of operations, let's say, in this place. Where they stage their attacks from. I actually thought, like, earlier on in the book when they were mentioning this area, that it was going to be outside the temple, but it's actually inside the temple.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, okay, you're inside the temple, your base of operations and attacking the temple is inside the temple, not outside the temple. So there's nobody holding them off. They're inside the temple. They have taken over the temple. They're just trying to get their hands on a certain thing in here. They can, which is the crystal. That Asmodeus is looking for.
Like, from what I can remember playing it, like I thought this was, as I said, I thought the rest of it was a grind, and then we got here, and because we were so used to the grind of getting here, when we got here, we like steamrolled through most of this.
We did. We walked through one encounter after another. We done it pretty quickly. Like, maybe it's because we were pulling all-nighters.
Maybe.
I think some of our sessions were all-nighters.
But I even think some of the fights in here were, they were easier than what we expected.
They were.
I think we ended up saving an awful lot in here.
We did.
And we resurrected one or two. And, we got them back to safety. I mean, I think it was just overall the task of getting here was harder than actually being in here.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, it could have been even better if, as I was saying already, the staging point for the attack was outside. It would feel a little bit more like you've snuck past, the bad guys' line of attack maybe, or you fought your way through to get into the temple and got in. Like something, like they're besieging a castle of sorts and not actually inside the fucking courtyard. And they're trying to fight someone up in
I can understand why they put it in.
Yeah, because there's no space.
Temple rather than
they didn't want to draw another map.
Yeah, no, if you were outside and you had to go through that, like, obviously they just see you come up from ages away and just start calling in reinforcements, and it was just going to be even more slog getting in.
I suppose so, yeah. At least they're off to one side to stop you.
Yeah.
But the room that they're in is pretty cool. I remember the room that they're in, there's this kind of like really strange, weird triangle that's in here with one of the priests inside it that you need to free, obviously, to get some of the points. We should say that everything that you do in here to kind of bring the temple back, you get points for. And the more points you get, the more steps closer. The more things you fix, the more points you get, the closer the temple is to return on. There's little steps. Like, I think the first step is a nice cool breeze blows through the place and you all get +1 for 1 round. So isn't that amazing? And then on the second one, I think your cleric can cast spells. Or maybe that's actually later on. And then you get pluses to your weapon. Your weapons start coming back because the church is actually returning to your plane. So your plane is connected to it. So you start getting pluses on your stuff, like, which is nice, especially like at some stage, like you're going to need to go in and fight those pit fiends. So having those extra pluses on your weapons is really fucking good. Like, and I think again, I think then another thing on it is like eventually the floor turns back to normal in that area if it gets to a certain point. So that's even better because trying to fight 2 pit fiends in lava is no bueno.
Yeah, you see, they're all great little perks except getting the pluses back, especially when you don't really know you're getting them back and you're still using weapons that you got down here.
Well, then I think that the pluses should be taken off it. One of my favourite weapons that I got with this place was a +5 longsword, which is, you need to go further into the temple to get it. And you meet, he's not called an anti-paladin, but you meet an anti-paladin in there. And I think we walked through this guy. Again, like, I think our paladin and our cleric just basically walk through this guy.
Mashed
And
him.
we got in there and backstabbed him. Fair enough. It was nice. It was nice to have a good, quick encounter with this guy, especially fighting an anti-paladin. And then I took his sword, which was a +5 defender or avenger, unholy, whatever it was, which was kind of cool to have. Not that I could use it. Well, I could use the longsword, but not that I'd get any of the pluses. But yeah, I thought it was really cool that I ended up with that weapon. I was like, yes, I love this. This is great, even though I can't use it. Oh, I'm going to become an anti-paladin. Of course I'm not.
Yeah. But you were running the thief though, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. You're not too far away from it. You would have been alright.
So favorite rooms in this place, Jay? Like, what were the encounters that kind of stood out to you?
I think we went over most of them, to be honest with you. The Piffin one was the lava floor.
Yeah,
that was a grind. Well, it wasn't a grind. It was just tough.
It was tough, yeah, because the first time we went to go in there, we were getting shit thrown at us, and we tried to gear up to go into the fire, and then we're like, no. We're like, no, this isn't going to work, like.
Yeah, no, I think that room was sort of the highlight here. Like, I know they said it was a staging point, and there was quite a bit to go through, but I think that was the toughest one we faced here. You said the anti-paladin was gone in a couple of rounds. He got demolished. Just walked them.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything else in here that I can remember that put up even remotely the fight that the two Piffins did.
Oh, you don't remember the parts I remember then. I remember one of the most dangerous looking puzzle rooms I've ever seen. Well, not really a puzzle room, but there's one part in it. I think it could be on the second level up. Anyways, you're going up through these towers. There's a section of the floor that goes up and down, and there's water in underneath it. And in a room off to it, there's like a couple of Ricasa, a couple of cat people, and I think there's a vampire maybe or something in here. I could be wrong about that now. But basically, you need to time these floors that are going up and down. They're like pillars going up and down. You need to time them so you can pass from one to the next. And if you don't do it properly, you're going to get squished in the ceiling, take a ton of damage, or you can fall into the water. And then if you fall into the water, I think there's a bunch of wraiths in there that will pull you to your death. And I actually remember the cleric falling into this. We had to get him out. Along when that was happening, we were halfway across this. I think my character could have got past this because I was the first one to go through it. Being a thief, sent into the traps, like. And then halfway through it, then I think the cleric fell into it. When the cleric fell into it, then the Ricasa came out, and there was a bit of war going on. Because, the Ricasa are so dexterous and so fast that they can pass along these floors going up and down, and your fighters are like going, oh fuck, do I attack or do I move? When am I doing this? But obviously there's a room that you can jump into in the center of all this that you can fight. But I thought that was really cool because it was like this, it starts off like it's just a puzzle, and then halfway through the puzzle it just goes to fucking shit. You've got a door open, there's fucking monsters coming out of the place, you're trying not to get squished, you're trying not to fall into the water because is the water from the river Styx? Who knows? You're going to fall in there, you're going to lose your memory.
That entire interaction, like the way you remember it so vividly, is a great impression of a good DM who knew when to put it there, when to activate it, when to set up the ambush.
Yeah.
And in fairness, DM we played this way was quite good at ambushes. He
you knew they were coming because they were always coming. There was always an ambush.
But the fact you remember it so vividly is it's just a mark of a good DM, like with an ambush.
I really loved it because I even remember how we finished it. We found a little pouch of dust that you sprinkle in water and it makes the water disappear.
Yeah.
And I sprinkled it in and all floor disappeared. And I was like, that was really cool. That was kind of like the treasure at the end of it. And you never use this like dust. You never use it.
Yeah.
Like, when are you ever going to use that? You're going to sprinkle it in someone's tea,
Well, you're a thief. You could do that. Like if you
in someone's eyeballs, torture people.
Yeah, just
sprinkle in their
throw it
eyeballs.
down their mouth. There you go. Have some of that.
Yeah, cotton mouth. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool as well. That was kind of like the prize. Was like, oh, we got past this, we killed him, and then we fixed that part of the temple, which was pretty cool. Yeah, that was one of the main rooms that stood out to me moving through this. The next room that really stood out to me was a room that is I would have said that we were inside a pit fiend that was turned inside out. But I think the description in it says that the pit fiend is the room, and there's like I think it's all darkness in there or something to that effect, and you can open a portal and drag characters into it, and if you're not out there in 5 rounds, you're fucked. That's it. Say goodbye. And again, you know who got caught into this? The cleric got caught, pulled into this, as always. And then
in fairness,
that was another good one.
Was like some of the most memorable moments in this entire scenario has been provided of the cleric. Like, yeah, like
I think that's one of the good things, like, because the guy who's playing the cleric was pretty new to the game, so he was just like, I'm jumping in here, I'm doing this. There was no kind of caution involved with the cleric. Like, it was just like, I'm having fun with this. I'm playing. I don't know what the consequences are going to be, and I'm not really worried about them. I have a job to do, which is.
I really think if you were to give him an option to play a character, he probably would have went with like a fighter, or something that he could just mash stuff up. And he got a cleric, and I think he just went, "Oh look, I'm wearing full plate. I'm going to mash stuff up."
Yeah, which is the best thing to do in hell. Best thing to do. Yeah, but I remember we just got him out in time when we ended up killing this demon and getting out of there. Before we all got sucked into nothingness. I mean, I think we found like a cleric down the corridor blowing out candles. It was like a wish spell on that. I think our DM just thrown that in just to get us the fuck out of here.
I think so.
I don't remember reading this in the
save
adventure.
My actual favorite room and favorite moment till we finish.
Oh, Grant, yeah, we do a run back over everything. But then, obviously, not inside this place. You go on up and you meet the head guys up top and you get your bit of information off them, like, okay, there's undead clerics down there. You need to bless them and you need to resurrect them. You need to fix this place up. And then there's like holy crystal symbol of Neheod that needs to be stuck back together. And you have to go through all the rooms to get that. And then you have to go back to Garion's room. If you haven't gotten into Garion's room, you have to go back to Garion's room in coldsteel to get it if you haven't found it or you haven't managed to work your way in, because that's a really hard room to get into. Yeah, so you need to put that back together. Yeah, there's a lot kind of to do, and it can kind of, I think it wore a bit thin on us, so it can wear a bit thin, like obviously killing all the monsters is really cool, and working your way through it and killing all the demons, getting rid of them. Fixing the place up and going back and forward just kind of wears a little bit thin, I think.
It does, but then again, like, understand that the group we were in, an awful lot were like bloodthirsty hack and slash sort of players. Even the spellcasters were sort of that way. So, I mean, I was the typical, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I was going to cast fireball sort of character, like,
It's like, no, you're in a 5 foot wide corridor, don't.
That's grand, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Don't. Shh. Our saving throws are better than theirs. Just shh.
Yeah.
And just roll.
I mean, look, I like my puzzles in D&D. I love my puzzles in D&D, and I love getting the information and doing a bit of role playing. I'm not too worried about killing stuff. It's still nice to do it, like, especially when there's some good rewards, at the end of it, like. But when that's over and you're just kind of looking for stuff to do, it's sort of like, I know there's like, a copper piece here somewhere down one of these corridors. I need to find it to clear the level. But it's like,
in fairness, like with this adventure, you were left with a couple of cleanup pieces to do.
Yeah, it was a bit much. I remember we had to ask our DM at the end of it, going, "Hey, look, we've done everything. Can we leave? How the fuck do we get out of here?"
And what's the story like?
Hold on now, and I'll just check. And you need to tally up all the XP of all the dead creatures. It's not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do.
And everybody you saved, and everybody you resurrected, and everybody who died, and all the undead you killed.
A lot of mats.
There was a lot,
A lot of mats. But I mean, you do get to meet Paladin down here. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out some doorway and off down some corridor, 100 yards. He's like far away. He's a bit too far away, like, to be going to rescue, to be quite honest. If it was me, I don't think I'd go down that corridor by myself, like.
There wasn't a whole lot He turned up. He kicked ass. He chewed bubblegum.
It's a nice scene down there. Like if you look at the scene,
yeah.
if you look at the scene in the book, like it's like, you know, he's standing on the entrance looking into Mulboon or Muldoon or whatever the hell it's called. It's like this inside out cave with Ettins and giants and fucking pit fiends and all these monsters running towards him, and the ground is just sucking itself in and undulating, and turn around, there's rocks falling all over the place. And if you go into it, it's basically being inside a washing machine with a bunch of rocks in it. That's basically what's going to happen to your character, you know. So it's like, don't go in there.
No.
But yeah, and you can convince this guy then to, hey, you know, we're going to save you. Kind of have a conversation. We'll leave that up to the DM.
I think that's what happened. He ended up coming back to the temple with the group, didn't he?
Yeah. When we just had it just finished, yeah, he came back.
Yeah, I think that might have been the.
That was the end of it, basically.
Yeah, but I think that was the cleric who was more or less giving him the holler, wasn't it?
I think someone had to run down there and get him and come back.
Yeah, I think it was the cleric, because the cleric was like, he ran off. The rest was, well, it definitely wasn't my character anyway. My character was too busy trying to figure out a way to rob the Holy of Holies, to be honest with you, which didn't happen. But it wasn't for the want of trying. I pretty much thought of every idea, and it wasn't.
Yeah, because they've got a few magical items up there, including the thing that you should get your hands on.
Some really nice magical items.
Yeah.
So the character I was playing was a witch who picked the curse that every time she seen a magical item, she just wanted it. So it was like there was no way she was going to openly try and rob anything in the Holy of Holies with everybody standing there, because it would have led to certain death.
Yeah, so, exactly. It would have led to certain death. There's a few things we missed out on, but you should get this adventure and have a look through it. We can't go through it. We can't go through every room. I'd love to, but we'd be here. It'd be like fucking. We might as well be playing a video game. Or we could watch us on YouTube playing video games.
But to give an impression of how good the scenario is, I think we've played like countless now at this stage. It's a little bit silly how long we've been playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. So
but this is the one we picked, and it's been how long since we played?
That's 20 years. We played it when it came out in 98.
We're not that
and
old,
I just look at the cover and the artist name's on it that's when it came out in 98.
I don't think we played it in 98.
We did, yeah, we played it when it came out.
Nah, we didn't. I'm not that old.
Yes, JT, you're older. You're older. So, alright. Overall rating on this adventure. We'll say originality out of 10. Comparing it to the other games. Let's make it out of 5. Let's do everything out of 5. I think that's a lot easier.
Yeah, and when you say other games...
Oh, I mean other Dungeons & Dragons.
Other adventures.
Other adventures, yeah.
Okay. I would probably go with like a solid 4.3, 4.5.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same. I give about 4 points anyway on originality. And that's mostly just the wizard at the start of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that whole tower thing. And some of the scenes here, some of the bits in here. There's good creativity and original stuff like that throughout the whole thing. Like,
I really
some of them
think
need a bit of work though. But yeah, no, that's pretty good. Like, actually, probably go a bit higher. I'd almost give it 4.5.
Yeah, when we played it, I don't think there was really going to be anything out there to sort of even scratch the surface of what it was for originality. Like, because, like, as anybody who knows me knows, I'm a huge Gary Gax fan. I love me dungeon crawls.
Yeah.
But this wasn't a typical dungeon crawl, but it was still a crawl with getting here. It was definitely a crawl. So I would go with like a 4.3, 4.5. Solid.
Grand. I don't know what else you rate this out.
Oh, absolute treasure loads of items once you start to massacring things.
Yeah, there's a good
treasure word.
I wouldn't say mountains of treasure, like, but I'd say some nice pieces. I would like there to be more in it, and I would like there to be stronger and better items in here for 20th level. No, honestly, So for treasure,
I think the treasure was pretty good in this.
okay.
I've played an awful lot of adventures where
Best
I wouldn't have
magical
got,
item then in it. Best magical item.
best magical item for me was definitely the. Give me 1 second because I know I got it, and it was off a certain thing. One moment.
Interlude.
I need to look it up. Where does it get?
Mate, you cut all this till JT's ready.
Yeah, no. I actually had it on the page and then I went looking for something else and I lost it. Plate armor of brilliance.
Wow, on plate armor brilliance was the best item that you got.
Fucking love that. If you want to know how I love it,
I'd say it went really well with your witch's broom.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it was my favorite item because at the end of the adventure, we all went in and seen this lovely paladin stretched out in a sarcophagus. Everybody was standing there, said their prayers and left. And I realized I was in a room all on my own.
You know,
and I robbed every single item off that paladin's corpse and just went away.
And I'd say the DM banished you to hell afterwards.
Oh yeah, I did get warned. But like, for me, it was the best item in the game because I robbed it and I wanted it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, let's compare it to like.
And I was told,
sorry, go on.
by the DM, I couldn't carry all that until I cast a little spell on it that made everything a lot smaller. And I ran away with it, and he allowed me to cast a spell on it. So literally, I just stuck everything in it and ran away.
Yeah,
robbed everything.
A good DM would let you cast that spell anyway. So
yeah. Just for the sake of the character.
You're robbing off a paladin.
You're robbing over church, John.
For one, I would have changed your alignment.
We're okay. They're not Catholics, so I can rob it. That was definitely my favorite. And the sword I got from the Medusa, the nice little thorny sword. That was pretty cool. The 200 sword.
Yeah, what I'm saying is for a 20 level adventure, it's very sparse. Like, okay, there's a few blotted around items. There's one ring plus 5 in here, protection. There's a ring of wishes with, I think, 1. No, there's only 1 plus
There's
5,
numerous cloaks of protection, though.
There's a few. There's not many.
Yeah, but there's more than one. So, like,
not that I can remember.
Yeah.
Armor-wise, there isn't anything. Only the paladin's armor and maybe the anti-paladin's armor that can be worn. Everything else is demons. Sword-wise, weapon-wise, not a lot really. +3, but I mean, there's a few in a room down there now. There's some nice wizard. I think there's a nice wizard cloak down in there and an old staff. But I think the magical weapon items could be a little bit better. But I mean, look, your DM can sort it out. Your DM can put in what he needs to put in for you at 20 level. I definitely up it. I would definitely up it.
With the level we were at, the stuff we were going in there with, I don't believe that my character walked out. Like, I think she got a cloak and the 200 sword, and then all the stuff off the paladin and a couple of other bits that were like nicely powered.
Yeah.
But there was nothing else in there that was going to improve my character because I had everything I needed.
Exactly. Like, yeah. That's
like at that level, you're like, you're going to be like, unless to put in an artifact. I mean, you're 20th level. You have pretty much everything you need into it. Well, for my character, I think I was like 18th.
Yeah.
And I had everything that I sort of needed. Cloak of Protection +5 came along. Of course, I was going to trade off.
Exactly.
That was it. There wasn't anything else I could have done with.
Yeah.
Other than that, so I was happy with the treasure coming out of it.
Yeah, but for my character, at least anyway, I went in and I came out with almost the same stuff I went in with. There wasn't anything.
That lovely +5 sword.
Yeah, and then +4 short sword. Yeah, it's fairly nice, like. Really nice. Well, that +5 sword is for an anti-paladin, so it wasn't really any good to me anyway. I just wanted to say I got something from hell, basically. I put up on my wall.
Oh, dude, I had loads of that.
Put up on my wall.
I had a bag of holding this shite running around the place, I think, at one stage.
So we'll say rewards and treasure anyway. What did you give that out of 5? I'm gonna give it a 3. This.
Given the level it was going in and what I was looking for, I'm going to be very open with you. I was happy enough with it. I'd probably give it a 4.
Writing these notes down. I'm going to add them all up at the end, and I'm going to come up with a big score. Then it's going to be like.
Oh man, it's like that dining show.
It's like a prize because this is going to be a proper review, scored at the end and everything. All right, JT. So I don't have any more what do you call them? Categories.
Really?
Give me a category quick to review on. Seeing as this is our first time scoring up an adventure.
Playability.
Playability, that's a good one. I'll just write this here down now. I can't even spell that. And I'm only on my first beer. Playability. I can spell
if you're in
playability.
Spain, you spell playa, Plya.
Playa. Playa. That's the beach.
Yeah, playa.
Beachability. Okay, beachability. How much sand ended up in your crack after playing this game?
Man, I'm going to be very honest with you. There was enough sand in my fucking crack to fill a fucking 2 beaches down in County Wicklow. It's this went on like almost, what was it, almost a year, over a year?
It was a year, yeah, it was just a year. I think we counted it up.
I mean,
but I think we took a break.
And the worst thing about it was, and the thing I remember most about this scenario, it wasn't the rooms, it wasn't the fighting, it wasn't the DM, and it wasn't the people I missed, or the people I played with. It's the fucking soundtrack of people screaming, "Oh my fucking god!" I'm out on that one, Ted Bundy.
You far away there.
No, man, I had enough of that. I had a year listening to these screams. No, I was done.
I don't remember any of that. Maybe I blocked it. I was so traumatized.
I remember that. Nah, man, there was times I went home and that
just cried.
Don't play the soundtrack. If you get the soundtrack, don't play it for a year.
No, I think there's no soundtrack with this. I think our DM just had stuff.
I think playability wise for me,
or atmosphere or something.
It was a grind to get here. It was over very quickly. I think if you had somebody who moves it along a little bit, didn't put everything in, you'd get an awful lot shorter out of it, or you had longer sessions.
Yeah,
but you had some long sessions.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Like the fighting for me. Okay, I don't mind. I love getting in and getting my hands dirty, getting into a fight, and rolling some dice. It's great, but when it takes longer than 10 rounds, I have enough of that. Okay, I have enough.
See, you're sort of sitting there going, if it takes longer than 10 rounds, I have enough. I'm sort of sitting there, 3 encounters and a MOA spells. We need to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it was heavy.
It is. It's heavy, but look, that can be easily sorted out if you go through the encounters before they happen. If you're DMing it, just have a look down through it and see how you're going to work them out for that night session. It's easy to like.
So I think somebody who likes to grind, like old school, and I mean like really grind it out, hack and slash, they're going to enjoy this because there's a lot in it. And I think on that perspective,
there's an opportunity to put more in as well, like
way more, like especially with some of the main and getting them in and everything.
Yeah.
I think like playability for the hack and slashers who like being absolutely get the pudding punched out of them and scrape it through. You're going to be looking at maybe a 4.6, 4.5.
Okay, so that's not playability, that's battleability.
Survivability.
Playability.
Like, that's playability.
Okay, so
I'm old school second edition. Second edition is all hack and slash.
No, it's not. No,
it is. No. Stop with your fucking role play. It's all hack and slash.
There's no role play in hack and slash.
Role play? Go to 3.5 and spend 6 hours doing up your freaking ability points and shit like that.
So what are you saying there? You're saying 4.5% for playability.
4.5, 4.6. Yeah.
I'm going to give it the same. And not for the same reasons as you're giving a jump around hack and slashing and pulling ninja moves off the fucking boats and whatnot. I'm just going to do it for the different environments that you pass through and the things that you get to interact with, like the bit of role playing that you can do. Obviously, meeting the people at the start, talking to this crazy ass fucking wizard, fighting off fucking magic junkies, trying to fucking suck the magic out your fucking.
See, this is where it started.
Do you know what?
See this line of thinking.
This
is where it started. all this fucking snowflake shit in D&D now. This is where this all fucking started. Like,
What? Hey, I run a thief,
fucking
okay? I'd rather
role
rob
playing at
something.
the
I'd rather roll
start,
some dice and rob
fucking
you.
creatures you meet. Fuck that shit, man. You just want to go in and kick the fuck out of everything.
Right, I'm going to open a beer now. I'm going to interject here now, JT, and I'm going to open a beer.
You take a timeout.
I'm taking
You
a
take
time out. Taking a time out. I'm going to rehydrate my snowflake, my inner snowflake, with this.
You're the sort of person who ruined Drow Elves. I'll leave it at that.
I definitely did not. With this Take 5 export stout from Domus. Let's check it out here. 7%.
What's the percentage on that?
7. It's not too bad.
That's man. That's very late for an export.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is actually. I mean, considering any export beers in Ireland are usually at least 8%, 9%. Like, oh, this is nice and chocolatey. Just smelling it now. Nice and chocolatey.
Ooh.
Let's have a quick swig here now and just slowly. Yeah, that's nice. No, it's too rich for me. Chocolate taste now. What this
too
is
rich.
Like? Yeah, remember
too
that?
Rich.
You know that's expensive.
What do you mean? It has a tenner in its pocket.
Probably,
that's too rich for me.
No, you know that mad chocolate you get around the Christmas time. It's like really flat and it's really dark and thick. Yeah, it's a bit like that. So it's too rich for me. Like it's too much.
What's the ingredients on the bottle? Did they use cacao or cacao nibs, or how did they use chocolate?
Tell you now, you can work all this out. It's all in Spanish. Yeah, coffee and chocolate, and I'm not going to translate all this.
You see, man, there's this new thing out now where they actually get like this. I don't know the real name for it, but it's like cacao juice.
Cow juice. Milk.
It's like cow juice, but it's called cacao juice. Nah.
Cacao.
So it's like the cacao nibs. They end up pressing them and getting all this shit out of it. But it's like for 120 mils, it's like $60.
Expensive.
Yeah, but it's like
reduced
drinking
kind of stuff. No,
like it's pretty cool. Yeah, I tried to price a bottle to buy, and then I looked at trying to brew 20 liters with it, and it was costing me something like $120, and I was like, I don't think I like my beer that much.
That's for Patreon. Anyone want to join Patreon to pay for JT's cacao milk and his nibs and knobs, and he'll send you out a bottle of beer. How about that, yeah?
My milkshake brings all the boys to the bar.
Patreon. So €10 a month gets you one beer from JT. Thumbs up and drop us a 5-star rating if you agree.
No.
Anyway, what are you drinking there? Are you drinking a new beer? You're not telling us. Jay's having a sneaky quiet one now while everyone's... This is
the point where I point out that...
You've had 3 already and you're not even told us what you're drinking there.
I'm on my 3rd one. Because, look, man, I'm a greedy little motherfucker. I told you at the start. Review episode 1 where I said this was just another excuse for me to drink.
Yeah.
So I'm going to smash out the Orbrothers. But I can tell you this. That Azvex beer, I don't know. Somebody in the Scouser accent needs to pronounce that properly. Man, that was actually, you know what? I definitely drink that again. Yeah,
cool,
and they have really cool art. It's like a cat that's a fish, and I know the little play on things where it's a catfish, but if you can,
and I gotcha. Oh, it's Feline Aquarium. Oh, cool.
Yeah, but take a look at the cat.
I do. I can see it there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I like the art. I really do.
JT, I wouldn't mind. That could be drawn in crayon as long as it tastes good. I wouldn't give a shit.
Crayon? Oh, you posh man. You still have crayon? Ooh.
I do, yeah, and I have a pencil here. I have a pencil and a few pens. I have to start working on it. I'm going to start working on a few maps. I do. I have me pencil. It's pencil now, Jay. You know that's not Pion Louis anymore. It's No, it's pencil.
No,
yeah.
Pion is a pen.
Yeah.
Pion Louis is a pencil.
Not anymore. It's pencil.
They can say what they want, man.
I know, yeah.
I go old school with me Irish.
Too true.
Just like me D&D with the hack and slash.
And me percentiles from me fucking bend bars and lift gates.
Damn right.
Get out my way, or I'll bend your bars.
I'll bend bars and lift gates at 5%.
So playability anyway. It's very playable. The whole adventure's fucking... There's not one part really where you're just sort of sitting there going, what am I going to do? Well, there is, but you're going to have fun while you're sitting there. What am I going to do?
I mean, I think it does cater to multiple players. Like the hack and slash and the thing comes as well.
It does. That's what's nice about this. There's plenty of stuff in there. Like there's some other role playing aspects that we didn't touch on that are in there as well. Like, and there's a lot more fighting than that we haven't touched on either. Like, if you're a tactician person, some of these encounters are for you. Like, you know, if you're into your tactics.
And I think if you're a tactical DM, you can really maximize the pain of the players.
Do you not mean
with
TPK?
The smallest of encounters?
Yeah, you can totally kill all your players, no bothers.
Oh yeah, it's like literally if you're really if you're a tactical DM, it's like do up 4 characters each, and we'll start with 1 and see how we get along.
Yeah, and it's going to get progressively harder every time you resurrect a character. Anyway. All right, so look, let's say if you were DMing this now, DM-wise, how much work do you need to put into this?
There's a good bit of work in this one, man. There is. It's full heavy.
Yeah,
for the DM. Yeah, it is. I mean, the source material is very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot in there, and it does detail rooms and encounters and things like that. You have to know everything. You can't go in here and go, oh, just give me a minute and then read up on a room. Nobody likes a DM that's not prepared.
Yeah.
I think we were lucky with the DM we had when we were playing it. He was always prepared, and if he did come across a problem, it was because we had either gone further than he thought we were going to go, or we encountered or put a problem to him that he couldn't jump on it straight away.
I actually had a chat to him about this, and he said that there's too much back and forwards in it. You know, you gotta flick into the book to flick back to the book, and there is. I was reading through it there. Yeah, there's a good bit of that. Like, you know, to be prepared for somebody. Let's say, you know, there's a character or 2 characters that you meet at the start of it that turn up at the end of it or in the middle of it, and you got to flick in between the. Let's say like Guardian, if you want to make a decent encounter with that, like you gotta read one section where it tells you where he might be, then you gotta read the section where he is going to be or where he might be, and then you gotta decide what you're going to do with those. Yeah, there is, as you're saying, like there's a lot of work, like, and it depends on what your players are going to do, like, and what you have planned. Like, I think you do need to plan more than one session ahead. Like, it's a definite, it's a definite like read through the whole thing, take 6 weeks to figure it out. Nah, it's not. It'll not take 6 weeks to figure it out. But yeah, no, you do. You need to take notes on this. Definitely need to take notes. Like, which any DM should be doing anyway. I mean, if you're going to run an adventure,
but you know the best thing about it as well is you could always sort of shorthand the rooms. You could always shorthand the encounters, so you can like really customize it to the group that you're going to put in there.
Yeah, you could
if they're not hack and slash.
You could do a bit of OSR, like a bit of old school essentials or that. Just put everything in your little dots, like, you know, just highlight, as you're saying, what's in what place.
What's in there, like. But the one thing I would say is that if you do run the adventure and you do pick up like an original copy, don't put your pen marks in the actual original copy, okay?
Or I'm going to slap you.
Get a PDF copy, print it out, and just do it on that.
Look, just go onto DriveThruRPG and pick up a copy for 11 quid, like.
Yeah.
And fucking scribble all over that. Don't I not even like scribble over my copy?
Don't be like John. Be like Ian.
At least you get a PDF. You can get a PDF with it for that as well, like, which is nice. You can quick search for stuff. So
that's actually a really good price, man.
It is, yeah. It's a really good price now. I was glad I picked it up. Like, but I really want an original copy. I've sourced one out at 65 quid. But I'm just checking over my right hand shoulder.
That's actually a good price.
I could get caught. Maybe Santi might get it for me for Christmas if they're listening to this podcast.
What's the quality like?
No, there's some highlighting. Some idiot highlighted in it with an actual highlighter.
That's not a good price. Well, you know what? It saves you highlighting.
It does, yeah. And it's in English, which is good for getting stuff here in Spain. But
it's really good for me, seeing it's the only language I can read.
Oh, Jay, you have Google Translate on your phone. All right, so what would you give it anyway out of 5? I'm going to give it about. To be honest, look, I'm not really big buying adventure and running adventure. I like reading them. I have a bunch of adventures in there that I've never even run. I just read them and hold on to them, get some ideas out of them. Every now and again I do go back to them, but I can never run them properly because I'm always missing something in it, you know? And then you're trying to like wing it. And that's what would happen to me in this. I would definitely forget something and then just say, you know what, fuck it. It's going to take too much time and a bit of backtracking. And you can always just do that. Just leave it out. You don't have to put everything into it.
No.
For
You can
this,
always leave space for your own things. Like.
let's say just running it as is from the book and not taking any notes. Probably a 3, I'd say. It's not the most. I've read more complicated fucking
for
adventures.
me, I'm going to be honest with you. My memory retention is absolutely horrendous, so I'd probably go a little bit lower at 2.5.
Yeah,
there's a lot in here.
Oh, there's a lot in here. Yeah. No, my memory is pretty good once I read over an adventure. The thing, JT, to help you remember an adventure is your mind palace. Well, I like to call it a mind dungeon. Just pretend you're in there fighting everything.
You know what? Fuck off. Sherlock fucking Gnomes.
No,
you're not Sherlock Holmes, you're Sherlock fucking Gnomes.
Oh, just imagine you're in there, JT, fucking hacking, slashing everything.
My mind palace.
You'll remember everything. Just pretend you're in there. Just pretend you're in
that's your new nickname from now on. Sherlock Gnomes. That's what I'm going to call you.
Too big to be a gnome. Gnomes don't have ginger beards.
You never know, man. Don't be beardist.
Alright, I'm going to pause here now, Matty, to calculate this up, so give me a second. Might actually be 10 minutes.
What's the categories we have?
We got originality, treasure, playability, and DM in
it. Excuse me. Survivability.
No, fuck that. That's up to your DM.
That's why I would say survivability, and that's when you go, nah, fuck that. That's up to your DM.
All right, hold on now. All right, okay. So JT, all right, Matt, you cut this in before all that shite there after the end of it. Before I say we're going to tally this up. All right, so JT, one more category. What was it you were saying? Survivability.
Survivability, definitely.
All right, what would you give it? What would you give it?
I'd give it a 3.5.
I'd give it a. If your DM is a cunt, you're not coming out with this alive. That's what I give it. Now, to be quite honest, like, or even if your DM can't DM, you're gonna die. If your DM is nice and reads through the adventure, I know it's not that bad, but there's opportunities in here to get wiped out. Like,
oh yeah, like there's one shots in there as well. Like there's creatures in there that can literally fuck you over in like 2 rounds.
It's mostly traps. There's some traps in here. There's like 1 or 2 traps. It's like I need to make 10 rolls because there's 10 fucking locks. There's 10 traps on it. So, yeah. And if you're wearing if you're wearing the right equipment, like gloves, you can bypass some of the poison saves. Just remind your DM of that. But I think for monsters, like if your group is healthy, you're okay in it. You're not too bad.
I think that's the trick. Is just like,
just don't get caught too low. Like,
you need that 5th edition healing cleric with the font of healing sort of fucking feet, like, because there is constant battles. As you said, if your DM's a prick, and he does like play every encounter the way that they can be played, not the way they should be played, but the way they can be played.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of playing the encounter to the group. And like every encounter you have has a possibility of messing up everybody. But some of these encounters have a really, really high probability of just party wipe.
Yeah, there's a few in there, especially like the beardy guys with the fucking water guns. Like that's
but even some of the basic encounters where demons can get in demons, and some of those demons can get in demons, and they relay your information to other demons, and every encounter is a possible wipe. Like if your DM is really, really harsh.
I think some of the minor encounters aren't really minor. They're more. They're just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than a main encounter in here. I mean, as I was just saying, like the guys with the water guns. That's your whole party not knowing who the fuck they are anymore. If it went wrong, like, you can end up frozen to that. You can, Yeah, you could easily find yourself overwhelmed, you know. Easily find yourself overwhelmed with a bunch of demons jumping down off the fucking walkways above you or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, easily, dude. So, you got to be careful enough going into this place.
Yeah, I understand, but once again, as you said, it really is down to the DM.
Oh, totally up to the DM. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So the only thing I would say to players who want to play this with your DM is make sure you bring biscuits. Custard creams almost go down well.
Oh, and a cup of tea. Yeah, and always ask your DM, does he want a fresh cup? Like, always.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, do you wanna top up on your tea? Because then that way he's not thinking about what's going on. He's too busy going, oh, the tea's on the way. All right, so survivability. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it I suppose 2 maybe. No, we walked through this pretty good, and I was a thief.
Well,
yeah, we done pretty good. I'm gonna bump this up. I'm gonna bump it up to a 4. It's 4. Yeah.
Like for me, it was a case of the amount of times I nearly died in it.
True, close escapes. Yeah. I mean, I did have a character who fell down a flight of stairs and died in one game. That was a really easy death. I didn't see that coming at all. So, I mean, survivability in that game for me was 1. In this, I survived, so I'm definitely going to give this a 5.
At least you were a person. I played in 3 entire weeks with you as a frog, so get over yourself.
I totally forgot about that. Can't even remember what adventure that was.
Oh no, scroll case, you're a frog. Where the fuck is my saving throw?
No, you don't get one.
I was a drow. I didn't even get magical resistance. I was a frog.
Wanker.
That's when you know you pissed off the DM right there. He's like, you're a frog.
Yeah. I know all about pissing the DM off. I got numerous characters murdered. I'm very good at pissing DMs off. I'm going to give it a 5, Jack, because I lived and I got loads of magical items. And I don't think there was any chance of me dying at all, really.
That's okay.
So what are you going to give it?
3.5.
3.5. Oh yeah, best edition of Dungeons & Dragons ever.
Excuse me, can I take 6 hours to divide these points up into something that I'm never going to use again in my life and calculate how much I'm not going to fail my roll by?
Do you know you can see the evolution of 3.5 actually in the last edition of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons?
Yeah?
In the DM book. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. You know what?
I know you don't give a shit.
You need a pair of fucking glasses.
No. There's a section in there. There's a section in there to build your character, but it's based on XP, and that is the beginning of 3.5. 100%. I can't hear you. You hit the mute button. Yeah, you can. Of course, you can hear me. Everyone else is like, go on.
Nah, sorry, man. I just fucking muted you because that's the amount of bullshit you're talking.
Right here, let me add this up, and we'll be back to you in a second. Bling.
10 years later.
All right, so we got the scores up there, Jay. So we get an average score of 3.8. I'm just going to round that up. I'm going to round that up to a 4. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good in our review-o-meter. Yeah, I put it into the review-o-tron, and that's what came out. 3.8. So that's good. So that's an indication of a good adventure.
Yeah, I think so.
JT, get off Temu and stop buying cheap stuff.
I don't use Temu. I use AliExpress. I'm a real OG.
I'm still buying stuff off a Wish.
That's something you fucking do every time you come across a well. What the fuck? Like,
I wish into my well and I don't fall into it. Yeah. All right, so yeah, 3.8. Let's say 4%. Yeah, that's fairly decent. As you look, it's a good adventure. It's a good adventure. I recommend picking it up. I recommend if you're into it, just if you can get your hands on it for read, for look at storytelling, really. I think it could be better organized.
Where was that site you got off of?
I got off DriveThruRPG.
Like, and how much?
I think it was like 11 quid.
11 quid.
Yeah.
Happy days, man.
Yeah. And then I got an express because I'm in Spain. I got express posted to me, so.
And you got a PDF as well.
I got PDF as well. Well, that was on sale now, so.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Like, if you're into your role play and you want to play a second edition and it's on that price, snap it.
Yeah,
grab it.
Oh yeah,
You'll always throw it in. You'll always play it, even if it's just something to like literally end game. Where, as we said before, your story hookups. You could always start off like first level characters being introduced to the church or the paladin in question, and then building the story around them, and then near the end game you could throw this in like.
Yeah. Or if you were just to run a beginning game, get them introduced, pick something in the middle, bring the characters up a few levels, whatever. Yeah, perfect. A lot of work, like, kind of building up into it. But it would be cool. Be a nice payoff at the end of it, like.
Yeah, no, I do think it's a nice way to approach it, just starting off lower levels, building up. That way you have a bit of rapport with the main character who's just passed away.
Yeah, I mean, but just doing it for that is it worth it? I mean, yeah, you'd get to build up a custom list of magical items, then that might fit into it as well. Like, maybe there's a couple of stories they're heading off to get stuff to go here. I don't know.
Yeah, and I do think, like, if you were to build it up, that rapport with the character who had passed away, like you do with your custom magical items, you can almost swap out things that are
you're
in
sounding
there.
a lot like a snowflake there now, JT, with your role playing now. Haha, I got your back.
Sorry, I couldn't see anything with the shine from your forehead and the light.
That's fuck yourself. I'm opening my last beer here up so I can start insulting JT.
Oh, you're like fucking 4 beers behind me.
Oh, no, I've only drank 2. I'm a light one anyway, yeah. Okay, so this is my last one from Le Pirata. It's the Amber Ale. I'll have links in the description. This is, well, no, there's like a load in the fridge. All the beers on sale here. It's like buy one, get your second one 70% off.
Yeah,
anyway.
And just another reason how I could never live in Spain.
No, JT, because you'd be dead in a week.
Damn right I would. Well, no, I could get a liver transplant. But
I tell you what, I give you my liver. If you ever move over here and want to go drinking, I have a good liver. I give you my one. This is more like an IPA. This is very hoppy. This is a very IPA smell of it, like.
Really?
Yeah. For an amber ale, it's kind of weird. Like, even an IPA head on it. Like, I'll give that a second now. No, I can actually smell it now. It's starting to settle back into an amber now. It's probably just coming out the bottle. It just kind of smell. Oh yeah, all right. So it's a red ale with it. A bit of hoppiness in there. Not much, but just let it set for a bit. But yeah, that's okay. It's a bit fresh. It's the wrong kind of beer for this weather, to be honest. So, all right. What are we going to do next, Jay? What adventures? What are you thinking?
Maybe the Gauntlet.
Yeah, I like it. Sounds good. I've got the Return to White Plume Mountain. So we could do that further on. I'd like to do White Plume Mountain because that's a really good adventure. I love that adventure. And we've actually played it. Well, I have. I ran a bit with G. I ran a bit with G, but I ran it in a different system.
We've done a high level one. So I think we should do the Gauntlet, and then maybe after the Gauntlet, like, you have the follow up part, Descent. So we could look at doing that as well.
True, actually, yeah.
And then maybe we can sort of talk about maybe, White Plume Mountain.
Yeah, I think something a bit fun, a little what do they call them? A little funhouse adventure. That's what they're called. Oh, Jesus Christ! That took a long time to come out.
I thought that was going to go a total different adventure theory altogether.
A little wacky adventure, like a little wacky dungeon.
Random Saturday meetup. Oh, you mean a one shot?
A one shot in your eye. All right, Jay, you're tired. I'm tired. We have enough of this. Very late in the morning. I'm probably sitting too far back here for anyone to hear me, probably. Guys, yeah. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll pick up one of these things next. It's next show is going to be after Christmas. We got Choose Your Own Adventure part next, and then we got this. Now we're going to take like a week or two off for Christmas and the New Year.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back down with a one-shot mini adventure. And I'd just like to say, look, if you're into your 3.5, there's some magazines coming out now, $1.99. You get a set of dice with it, Jay. Keep an eye out for it. It'll be good. Hey, look, free dice, $1.99. Fuck 5e.
Free dice, don't. Free dice. The ruination of fucking everything, D&D.
Free dice. $1.99 for a set of dice. Definitely worth it.
No.
I'm going to buy 10 of them, and I'm going to sell them
They're
on
bogey
eBay.
dice.
I'm going to sell them on eBay for €10 each, and all the gullibles are going to buy them. I'm going to buy my own dice for tenner. Anyway, lads, yeah, look, drop on, have a listen to the Choose Your Own Adventure. The voting will be up after the episode airs on the Discord, and you can pop over onto the Discord channel and vote on it. See what happens, and you can pop onto Discord and just talk bollocks to us. Tell us what beers are good. Tell us what adventures might be up next. Tell us,
and most importantly, tell us the beers that Ian has mispronounced.
Yeah. No, JT dispronounced. You dispronounced your beers, Jack.
I said mispronounced.
Yeah, I said dispronounced.
Anything except you, bitch. Yeah, look, dudes.
Tell us any mistakes we made.
You need to bounce over to Discord. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. Give us a bit of heads up.
We can't fix it. Yeah, I mean.
But no,
at the end of the day, Ian is just a drunken dude trying to make his way in this world, looking for some sort of
making
solace.
my way in the world days. I'm mixing words up. It's not the right song.
Oh my god, it's a little Hobo song.
No, it was Cheers. I was singing Cheers. Making my way in the world.
You're a little Hobo. That's what you are.
I'm going to drink all the beer I got.
Matty, if you're listening to this, please put in the Cheers song at the end of that. I appreciate you.
Nobody knows your name because you're the drunk at the end of the bar.
Everybody knows your name, you goofy.
Lads, pop on next week. Bye.
This podcast was presented by Ian and JT, edited by Matthew, with music by Kevin MacLeod. And remember, folks, just like facing victim, life's challenges are easier to conquer with a good sense of humor and the power of friendship. Stay mighty, my friends. Never split the group, and don't forget to drink responsibly.